Hello everybody and welcome back to the Backlogs channel. Mario Kart World, as pretty much all of you know at this point, is worth more money than any other mainstream video game that has come out in its base form, not in any collector's form or anything, to this date. Within recent memory at least. Obviously back in the day with inflation, games were actually worth 120 even though they were priced less than they are now, but like money was different at different standings back then, all that stuff. Yes, maybe N64 games were $120 at some point, but within recent memory, for maybe about the last 10, 15, maybe even 20 years, for a while now, video games have stood at a very stable $60. And without going into too many economics and all that garbage, obviously, inflation has made things worth more money. Basically, things are worth more money now. So, for this, video game developers have now raised the base price of a video game from $60 to $70. So your new Call of Duties, your new Maddens, your new first party games like any new 3D Mario, any new Zelda, you'd think, all make the leap to $70, right? But what Nintendo did was, this change kinda happened about a year and a half ago, maybe a year at this point. Nintendo held out. They wanted to wait until the Switch 1 generation took its final course. And now that we're at the end of the Switch 1 generation, with only one casualty being Zelda Tears of the Kingdom being worth $70, and everyone agreeing that it was worth $70, now that we're at the end of the Switch 1 generation, we expected Nintendo to finally make that leap to $70, industry standard like every other company is. PC games on Steam are $70, Xbox Series S and X games are $70, PS5 games are $70, all these games, they are now worth $70. We expected Nintendo to also make that leap, and they have. But the problem is, they have also made an extra $10 leap with Mario Kart World. Now, this is all old news. This is all stuff that has been talked about before that people have kind of tried to wrap their heads around. See, I've even talked about it on this channel and the main channel. And we, for the most part, anyone that cared enough wanted to give Nintendo the benefit of the doubt until the April 17th Direct that happened very recently. For the most part, there was complete outrage and a lot of Nintendo's pricing situations, like the game that should have been a pack-in for free being, I think it ended up being $10 extra if you want that. But another thing that was a huge outrage to the average consumer was Mario Kart World being worth $80, $10 more than the standard. Now, people were confused, obviously, because not only is Nintendo finally making the leap to $70, they're usually the cheaper company. They make quality, amazing games, and they always are the cheap option. They make their consoles cheap, affordable, but not up to the standards. It makes sense that now their consoles are around the same price. It's $50 cheaper actually, but it's around the same price. It's closer than it isn't to average prices of game consoles nowadays. But that's fine, because they gave us 4K, they gave us 120 frames per second, they gave us HDR, they gave us all these features that made it worth it. But, and a big but, why are they now making the leap to $70 games? Not that, but why is Mario Kart World that extra $10? Everyone was curious, why is it worth $10 extra? And we were all looking to the April 17th Direct to see if Nintendo would explain themselves. And a lot of people, specifically a YouTuber by the name of Beat'em-Ups, a very big Nintendo YouTuber, kinda made a theory that, hey, this Direct might explain that Mario Kart World will be continuously for years and years down the line be getting free updates and free DLC to make the game bigger and greater and better as it goes on. So it's basically like you're spending your $80, you spend that extra $10 more than the industry standard, but with the idea that yes, Nintendo will continue to supply this game with extra content later down the line. Now, this would have been still, I mean, kind of like a really hard sell to some people, because people buy games, they like to play them up, then throw them out and try the new thing. But for people that were willing to continuously play this game, it's a Mario Kart. It's one of those games that you pick up, you play, you put down, you pick it up in a week again if you feel like it, maybe a month, but you always pick it up through the whole generation. So I mean, to the average person, this would have been fine. Free updates, okay, cool. Continue. If we give Nintendo this extra $10, it will give them the money down the line to continuously add new stuff to this game, making it even bigger and greater and better as it goes on. Kind of the same thing that Smash did, but they had you pay for that stuff. If you pay up front, fine. It would end up being cheaper anyways. This is what everyone wanted to hear from Nintendo. Even just anything. See extra content that we hadn't seen or anything. But Nintendo did not show anything of interest to anyone. They kind of just showed us everything that we already knew about the game. And there's been a lot of hands-on events that people have gone to where they can, all around the world, where they can test out this game, they can test out Cyberpunk, they can test out all the new stuff coming to the Switch 2, they can try the Switch 2 itself, see how the Joy-Cons feel, all that stuff. Feel how the Joy-Con mouse stuff, all of that was playable. And the whole Mario Kart World game was playable. I mean, you were stuck to a specific section in the game, so people were thinking, hey, maybe there's more that they didn't show us at this event, that they haven't shown us in any other events, like any other directs or anything. But no, that did not happen. We saw in this direct practically everything that we have already seen from every other happening of this game. We were retold about how the free roam's gonna work. We were retold how there's gonna be Grand Prix and Versus. We were retold that there's going to be new skimming on rails, or grinding on rails, sorry, and also going on walls, and the paragliders, how they're gonna work in this game. And it was all like, okay, yeah, sure, show it in more detail, show us exactly how it's gonna work, that's fine, but show us some new with it. We don't need to see the same things again. It'd be nice to see it more explained, but you can't just do that. Also, show some new content, show us something that we haven't seen before. I've only talked negative this entire video, and it's very easy to talk negative about Nintendo. The press behind Nintendo is awful right now. Nintendo's in very bad lighting. We gotta wait for this initial beginning of the Switch 2 to kind of pass for everyone to stop being angry at Nintendo, and Nintendo to stop messing up everything that they're doing. And we just need to get past this rough patch, and then people will start caring and not hating Nintendo over every little thing that they do. They're very much in the spotlight. Any little bad thing that they do right now will be criticized, and people will hate them for it. They need to find a healthy balance with all of these things to fix these problems for people. Now, again, I really have only been talking negative this whole video. Again, it's very easy to at the moment. Nintendo's very hated, but that doesn't go to say that I thought this direct was completely pointless. It didn't answer the most important question we all had: why the hell is Mario Kart World $80? But it did show us some pretty cool stuff. that we hadn't. There was a few things we haven't seen. Not very important things that we needed to see, but stuff nonetheless that was cool. One option that I saw was replay, where you could just press a button and your whole cart goes and rewind. It rewinds itself the exact path you took. Kind of think of stasis in Breath of the Wild, where it. Oh wait, no, I guess not stasis. Whatever the thing in Tears of the Kingdom is, where yeah, you use it and then it traces the exact same path it just did, but backwards, so it rewinds itself. It's that. So if you mess up a jump or something, you press that button, rewinds you. You don't have to move your whole cart around, and everyone else moves in normal time, so it doesn't mess up anyone else. Pretty cool. I mean, that's a completely useless feature I probably will never use, but nonetheless, it's a new feature, and new features are very welcome, especially if they're not bad new features. Now, the free roam, it looks great. It looks very barren, but it didn't even need to be added, to be honest. The game, I gotta go back to negative, because I was really trying to just throw out some positives, but I just thought of this. The game, there's nothing that is, new about this game that's worth getting it over just Mario Kart 8 for $60. Anyone, especially since the Switch 2 is going to be backwards compatible, anyone that buys Mario Kart 8 Deluxe will practically get the same game. It has really nice visuals, has really good tracks, has great character selection, but they don't get the free roam that's barren. Is that new free roam seriously worth an extra $20? People can survive on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. There's nothing that's too much more new about this game that is worth, you have to buy this new game. You don't really need to, which is worrying. Obviously I will. Obviously a lot of people I know will, but you gotta remember, I'm a content creator. I'm gonna buy this game and not only enjoy the absolute hell out of it, because I love Nintendo games, and I will just buy whatever they make unless it's really bad. Like that wheelchair game doesn't look great, but I'm probably still gonna buy that because it looks good enough and it looks like it's an experience that's worth me buying. But not everyone thinks like that. There's more people than not that will buy a console and buy the absolute necessities for it. Maybe a Mario Kart, maybe a Smash Brothers, maybe if they're really feeling lucky, a Mario Party, that party setting game, and then maybe one other game, maybe a Zelda Breath of the Wild or a Mario Odyssey, and then they'll just get a free few things out of it. And then that's the whole generation for them. That's all they ever bought because that's all they really ever needed. Now, again, I'm gonna ask, is Mario Kart World being at $80 worth that extra $20? Or could the consumer look at this game and then look at Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and really see a big enough difference to not just buy that $20 cheaper game? That's the question I pose. I really do think the game looks great, and I think I will very much enjoy it for years and years to come, but I don't think for the average person Mario Kart World is worth $80, and that's where I'll leave off on today. That's all I really wanted to talk about. Thank you everybody so much for watching. See you in the next Backlogs video. Bye bye.